What's up, guys? Yes, another knife review. This you might have seen in a video titled New Toys, where I unboxed this bad boy. And I have modified it quite a bit, carried it quite a bit, tried to tinker with it, and it is now to my liking. This is the Nieto Alpina 044. This is a classic lockback knife, and by lockback I mean a true lockback, while the back lock is in the back and not here mid-spine. I think it has a wonderful blade shape, almost a spear point. Just beautiful blade. The wood looks very nice now. It was completely unprocessed, so you can do with it whatever you want. What I did was I dumped it in some olive oil. This is olive wood, by the way, so let's keep it in the family. And I baked it in the oven at around 100-120 Celsius, and just let it soak in, like the pores close and everything. And then I rubbed it off with oil, with Vaseline, with hand cream actually, just to close those pores and give it this color. I know, very redneck methods, but I don't care. Also, what I did was I whittled at this part here a lot, because when you close it up, the tip is right there, right at this peak. Now you cannot reach it with your finger, but my finger, my pinky for that matter, was landing right on that peak, because it had, well, if you Google Nieto Alpina 044, you can find the original shape of the handle, because it extended until this point maybe, and then there was a finger choil, and then it was straight. So my pinky landed right on there, and it was really uncomfortable, and so I just straightened it out completely. And on this side now there's a little notch that looks very bad. It's not all that bad, but the wood splintered quite easily actually, which was kind of a shame, but I didn't really ruin it. Now it's not a gentleman folder anymore. It's more of a user knife. User knife, I'm saying that like, you know, for bushcraft guys and whatever, because it is very uncomfortable. It is very comfortable. I'm sorry, misspoke here. It is kind of thick, not extensively thick, but thick enough that you can get a really nice grip around it. Well, I can with my large Hulk hands. The only downside of this knife, well, it's a 19 euro knife, so it's maybe 25 bucks in US dollars. The only really negative thing is that the proprietary steel from Nieto AN58 is just awful. It's just an awful steel. I tried to well, I didn't try. I did have to do a lot of work with this blade until I got it to a sharpness that was adequate for a knife that you could use. So this is the edge now after sharpening a lot, and I just wouldn't. It's so stupid, because Nieto knives are so beautiful. Well, most of them are beautiful wood, beautiful blade shapes, but the steel, I mean, come on, it is really bad. It is soft, it rolls very easily, and you just have to do a lot of work with the edge. I was actually looking at some other models, but fortunately I didn't purchase any before I got this into my hands, because they make a very beautiful navaja model, and I'm still looking into getting this. This has an 8.2 centimeter blade, 11 centimeter handle. You can convert this yourself. I'm not gonna do that right now. And the Navaja actually has, I think, a 9-inch blade. Yeah, wow, that would be awesome. No, a 9 centimeter blade, or even a little bit more. So it is a very, very handy knife. Not for every use, not for everyday use maybe, because the edge is just not gonna hold up. It's just not gonna hold up. So behind the camera it's kind of awkward. I'm just trying to do this like that. Anyway, you can open it one-handed and you can close it one-handed, just like that. The back spring is really solid. It isn't flush all around. It is a very affordable knife. I think it might be made in Spain even. Nieto is a Spanish company. But I had to whittle around this backlog here because it just wasn't flush. There were a lot of sharp edges. But the lockup is really solid, so no blade play in any direction. It is of course pinned, and yeah, my knife reviews lately were a little bit, I don't know, not super enthusiastic, because I find it hard for me just to say all the obvious things, like, wow, this is a two-handed opening knife, it has a nail nick, it has a backlog, it has pins and wood handles. I mean, I try to make my reviews like that so you can find out what exactly is wrong with it, what is uncomfortable, what might be very good, how the action is gritty or smooth, things you cannot see on a picture or, you know, read on the product details. So yeah, I think that's it. It is a beautiful knife. It looks very, very nice. Unfortunately, the steel really sucks. Again, AN58. It's written AN.58. I don't know if that makes any difference. Beautiful knife though. It doesn't come with a carry system, so I carried this in my horizontal nylon sheath from my Buck 110. And it's just a little bit shorter than the Buck 110. Let me show you. There's tons of blades here. So that's a direct comparison if you should have one. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good night. Roll Tide.